Okay, thank you guys for hopping on tonight. We wanted to talk about a couple things. We'll start with job one, since it's a big day for job one with the sample launching today. Who tried it? Did anybody else try it? I know Jen and I were doing it together. Erica, Jess, Maria, awesome. Yeah, it was good. So I'm super pumped for it, and I think it's going to be a really easy one to promote because of the time and the time of year. And so the sample workout launched today. So definitely, as far as promoting a new program, you want to start early. You don't want to wait until it launches. And honestly, if you haven't started yet, start today because the sample launched today. So it's the perfect time to start talking about it in your stories, just kind of breadcrumbing a little bit about it. And I usually do a poll, or on my stories, I'll do like the question sticker and drop your email here if you want the free link. And I usually say like the free Vimeo link because people always are like afraid they have to sign up for something to get the free link. And then really keeping, like with a program launch, really keeping track of who you're reaching out to, who wanted to try it, and reach back out to them. Because it's really easy to kind of forget, like someone's like, oh, send me the link, and you send it, and then you forget about them and they've never communicated back with you. Did they like it? Did they not? So I'll usually give them a day or so and then reach back out and be like, hey, have you had a chance to try that workout yet? And kind of talk about what I liked about it, and just would love to know what you thought and kind of get that conversation going. And maybe they didn't do it yet, they forgot, whatever, but it'll be that reminder for them too. So sample workout is huge. And there's also going to be a sample live one body workout on November 22nd. I think I just saw that. So that's something that we all can do too. And I talked about it in my stories today. I don't think I posted about it yet. Jen, you posted about it today, right? I think you did. Yeah. But I talked about it in my stories, and like November being, traditionally one of the busiest, if not the busiest month of the year. This is 20 minutes a day. Every single person can find 20 minutes a day. We're all in this together. We're all busy, but we're all going to prioritize our health, short, efficient workouts. And the sample workout too, I thought it was awesome. It always feels a little bit choppy with a sample workout just because they're trying to shove everything that the workout has to offer into one workout. So if you thought at all like, okay, I don't know, like things jumped around a little bit, the sample workouts are always kind of like that. But I'm super pumped for it. Mike did it too on his own. Can I just toot his horn again? Like, I'm so proud of him because I was up at the bus stop today and he's like, hey, what's the name of that new workout? I think I'm going to try that sample. It looked good. And I was like, who are you? Okay. So he liked it too. So let's see. Job one. We talked a little bit about this on the call last week, but we have decided, and a bunch of us, a bunch of the leaders on Amber's team were talking about that probably the best way to go about it is to do a group in December and a group in January to do job one. The December group starting December 6th, because it launches for coaches on the 2nd, and preferred customers. That also includes preferred customers. So they can buy it 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, start with us on the 6th, and we'll end right at the end of the year, I think, right? I think we already went through this. Yeah, so we'll end right at the end of the year. And then the customer launch is the 16th. So anybody who purchases then can hop in our January group, and people can do two, back-to-back groups or whatever, but it's always really good as a coach to purchase access as soon as you can and really show the moves in your stories, talk about it, talk about what you're loving about the program, talk about what you're loving about the trainer, talk about how it's fitting into your days, all those things, so that when customer launch comes, people are used to you talking about it. They know what you're talking about. And don't think that you're being redundant because people don't watch your stories every day, right? Maybe they've only watched them once this week. And, so to yourself, you sound redundant, but it's not always the same people that are listening to your stories or reading your posts. Same with posts. So we'll do that one group, and that'll be a great way to get new preferred customers or new coaches signed up, because when you say my group is starting Monday, this is the way that you sign up. It just makes it a little bit more fluid and easy to sign people up as preferred customers. And honestly, I think a lot of that is like in our heads, like our mindset of like, well, it's the only way they can sign up. So we present it with more confidence. I think we present that preferred customer, I don't want to say option because it's not an option if they're starting on December 6th, but we present that preferred customer status more confidently. This is the way that you sign up. Like traditionally with launches, that's when people's businesses really boom because you sign a lot of people up that way because there really is no other way if they want to start with you on the 6th. Sorry, I didn't see that, Mandy. If they finish before the new year. Yes, I know. Finishing it. That's awesome, Mandy. That's a good point. Promoting finishing a program before 2022. I think really talking a lot about, yes, we're busy. Every single one of us is busy. 20 minutes, we're in it together. Let's do this. I think it'll be an easier program to promote in that sense. People want short and sweet. Now, as far as pricing is concerned, Jen and Erica and I were just talking about this because I'm still a little bit unclear as to what the price of the challenge packs is going to be. If any of you know for sure, let us know. But Sarah saw something that said 180 and we saw something that said 160. Now, traditionally they're 160. Now, 9-week Control Freak was more expensive. That one might have even been 200. I don't remember now off the top of my head, was it? But most of them are 160 like during the launch period. And I can't, like in my head, I don't know this for sure, but I can't imagine they would price it at 180 when you're just getting the resistance loops with it. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but Sarah had sent us a couple photos to the team thread that it looks as though she got those photos off of the Beachbody Champions page that said 180, but nothing is in the coach office yet. I mean, I've looked in the FAQs, I've looked everywhere. Yeah, so Sarah, actually, I texted Sarah asking like where she got those, and she said that it was the Champions page. She started watching the video, tuned back in right in time for pricing. So I mean, her images might be right that said 179. So we'll just kind of have to stay tuned for that. We're not entirely sure. I do know anybody that purchases a challenge pack this month up till December 1st, I think December 1st, will get 50% off the digital access or accessories bundle if they want to do that with us next month. And I do know the pricing for that. That was in the FAQs, but total solution packs weren't in there. Digital streaming access is going to be $49.95. And then the accessories bundle is $69.95. So that's in there, but the total solution packs weren't. So I'm not entirely sure on that. Ashley, yeah. I know, and I asked in a group too. I'm in like this other launch group, and let me just see if anybody responded to it yet. Oh, somebody did. Okay. So I subscribe to Mompreneur, which is like a virtual assistant type service. And there's a Facebook group for them. So I asked, and the person who leads that group said, yes, the packages are $179.95, but they are always $20 off for launch. So they're probably going to be like the 160. So that makes more sense. I was gonna say, I can't imagine they would charge 180. That makes sense. I think they're probably gonna be 160. And then otherwise for job one, there's a couple other things you can do too. I have a free group where I'm sharing some things, but just the more that you can talk about it, the better, and in different ways, like trying not to say the same thing all the time, but really letting people know what you're doing, whether you're sharing moves, talking about it in words, talking about the time, talking about the types of workouts, talking about the options, because there's going to be cycle options and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different ways to kind of present it.
Yeah, and I would reiterate that with a launch, you're going to sound like a broken record, and that's okay. Like I'm going to talk about job one every single day from here until the launch, and that's what all my posts are going to be about from now until then too. And like Jess said, it's going to sound, we're going to feel like, oh my God, I'm talking about this again. Like people are annoyed, but you don't know when that one person might decide to comment on your post or click your poll and mean to click your poll, not it be an accident, or that just whatever. Maybe they haven't been on, Instagram for a week and they missed the days that you've been talking about it. So talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
100%.
do the sample a couple of times, or do a Jennifer Jacobs, if you have your bike, do her cycle classes, talk about her, you know, even talk about, this is an ex-Peloton trainer who's now here, and we have a workout with her, like talk about it in different ways, and definitely talk about, okay, it's 20 minutes, every single person can do this workout, whether you're whatever busy you feel you are.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Okay. I know, Ashley, thank you.
Yes, Mandy, we did see that.
Oh, the mixed bike. I know that's a big.
Did anyone else not get their bike yet who ordered on day one, or is it just me being pissy about it?
I mixed, but the Beachbody's doing like a Black Friday sale for the mixed bike. It is unfortunate for those of us who bought it a couple weeks ago, and especially customers or anybody who bought it just a couple days ago. I know, because it's on, I don't even actually know, Stacy, what the total cost is. I'm seeing different things, different places. I saw 3.
Caitlin posted like she made a cart almost earlier, Jess, in the thread. $750 or something.
How much?
Like $11.50
was the total?
Yeah.
So like 150 cheaper. Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know. Can you, so you have to return it. You, if somebody, in one of my threads, I saw that somebody had a customer who just ordered yesterday, and she could cancel because nothing had been processed yet. But if it had gone through any type of processing, you have to return the bike and order it again, which I can't really see people probably, some people might, but yeah, I know, big topic on how it's cheaper now. Let's see, what else?
Can I ask a question?
Please do.
If we're leaving the job one topic, I guess I'm getting a little confused. I looked at that graphic that Sarah had, you know, that said the 180, which now it makes sense that we think maybe it'll be $20 off. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But on there, it said like that's for existing customers or coaches or preferred customers. And I haven't made a share cart for like what they used to call the completion pack yet.
Yeah.
Like, is that still an option? Have you?
Mm-hmm.
It
so,
is.
Yeah, well, okay. So it's not called something different. It's a little confusing at first. It's still called a total solution pack, but the system just recognizes whether you already have BOD or not. And if it knows that you do, it takes the price to 130 and it takes BOD out of your cart. And if it knows you don't, your price is, 160, 140, whatever cart you're making. Yeah.
Okay, so you would go to share a cart just the same, choose like you're gonna choose for a brand new customer, but it'll know and it'll take it off after you click it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That helps. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Does anybody else have any questions, like job one stuff? Maybe I might be able to answer, or Ashley. Okay. So Maria, you were asking, I think maybe last week, about growing your following. So Maria is one of our newest coaches, and we're all working on growing our following all the time. But I have a couple things, a couple tips, and then maybe I can ask a couple others of you if you have different tips. The thing about growing your following is it's not a fast process. You have to be patient with it. So it's kind of the type of thing where you really need to like plug it into. That's why it's in our business activity tracker. You need to plug it into your day every day. And what I typically do is there are big accounts that I follow that really they have nothing to do with fitness at all. One of them is like a cleaning. I mean, Maria, you probably have like organization, cleaning, like type accounts that you follow that are big. And I will look at their most recent post and see who interacted with that, because usually there's hundreds, right? If it's a big account, and I will follow those people, because then I know that we have a similar interest. I mean, if their most recent post is something I resonate with, of course. So if it's, a post that I would comment on or like, I see who else commented or liked on it. And a really easy way is just to see who liked that post, because it just lists them down the line and you can just follow those people. I usually just look at their little picture, and if they look like, normal and someone that I would be friends with, I will click follow. Some don't, and I'll just bypass those. And then if they follow me back, I just send them a really quick blurb thanking them for following me. I actually have a blurb in my phone of what I say, like, thanks so much for following me, my, crazy mom journey. I share some fitness tips or health and wellness tips. I think I say, if there's anything more you'd like to see, please let me know. Thanks for following along. Look forward to, getting to know you, or something like that. And just creating those connections. And I think that that's another piece of the business activity tracker too. Once people start following you, just kind of, watching their stories, looking at their posts, commenting on them, and kind of engaging. It is not a fast process to grow your following, but when you do it every day, it definitely works. And I know, like, Ashley, is that you're a newer coach as well. Do you have any like tips or anything you do? You're very good at connections. I know you always have lots of conversations going. So do you have like a process of growing your following, or something you do that's maybe a little different?
I'm trying to think. So I do I go to the hashtags, and then I do like mom life. I do a lot of Down syndrome mom or things like that. And I kind of just see like what if I resonate with them, and I'll I'll look at their stories, and I'll comment on their stories to start the conversation. I think that's how I started with my girl Emily that's not reading my messages, and she needs to sign up, because I've been talking to her for literally probably half of my time being a coach, 4 months.
Oh,
now granted, she had someone pass away in the midst of things, but I've been working on her for 4 months, so it does take consistency. And I feel like getting not going off of just the health and wellness, but just getting to know them, because I had reached out to her, and we've become friends more than just an Instagram following. And she actually went to Lock Haven, which is kind of interesting. I don't know how it got melded in there, but anyways, I do that a lot, and I go back to my collections too that I used to do. I don't do collections as often anymore, but yeah, I like to do that stuff.
Those are really good points. Especially the one about you kind of become friends. I think definitely connecting with people that you could see yourself being friends with outside of the Instagram space. So thinking of it definitely more as creating connections, creating friendships, rather than okay, how many people can I get to follow me? Because you don't want random followers. That you want people that you want to be friends with in there. So that's really important, and a good point, Ashley. And as far as she kind of mentioned collections, Maria, I'm not sure if you know what that is, or if you've used those in Instagram. It's kind of a way to save posts from different people, and you can kind of then remember to go back to them and look at things that they've posted after that. And I will say that Jen, you've been on Amber's Power Hours way more recently than me, but she used to always talk about, does she still talk about collections a lot? So what I would suggest, for sure, if you're able, is to get on those Power Hours. So in our team page, I have pinned to the top the times and the dates of all the different Power Hours that there are. So 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 9 p.m. I think on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then maybe just 9 and 1 on Thursday and Friday. It's in our team page, but and the Zoom link and everything is in there, but they are all led by elite coaches in the Beachbody Network. And what it is, it's an hour long where you're working, but they're walking you through what to do and how long to spend on each activity. And it is gold. And they give tips. They'll sometimes give little scripts in there. This is what I've been sending to people. This conversation has been working really well. I know when Erica and I first started, we were really diligent about getting on those Power Hours. Her and I would have a 9 p.m. date sometimes, okay, we couldn't get on before now, we're doing it now, 9 p.m., let's do this. And it's a really good way. I don't get on them as much anymore, just the times don't work. And I know what I need to do. But for months and months and months to get me in the habit of like, okay, I'm going to spend this much time following new people now. Okay, now I'm going to start conversations with the people that I do have in my network. Okay, now I'm going to, it kind of walks you through and they give you amazing tips. Hi, Addie. Addie just got back from basketball. So I would for sure recommend getting those. Amber does hers at 9 a.m. And she leads one of the big Beachbody Power Hours. It's like every other Monday or something like that. But I would even recommend getting on some others other than Amber's too, because everybody has a different style and a different way of doing things. And I always found them super helpful. And now that I'm talking about them, I want to get back on. I need to get back on them.
And Amber records hers every day, right? So
that's true. Yeah.
You can hop on obviously and just follow. Sometimes
That's true. Yeah. So
even if nobody else is there, but you're following
Mhm.
a script, somebody telling you what to do. I know I'm a little more productive in that sense.
Yes. It is a really good way to keep yourself on task when she's like, okay, because they usually have timers and it'll go off and it's like, okay, now we're done with that. We're moving on to this activity. And it just keeps you doing those business activities every single day. So I would recommend that. Do you, I don't know, Erica or Jen or anybody else, if you have other like tips on growing your following that we didn't go over already? It's just slow. You can't expect it to happen quickly.
Yeah, I didn't hear everything. I had to walk away for a minute, but it is slow. And so it's why it's really important to be consistent with it, which I know it's one area that I need to be more consistent with.
Mhm.
And I know.
So this is something that I talked to Erica about when I started. I think my Instagram is still really lame, but I think it's my age generation too. The younger girls seem to have a better Instagram, but whatever.
Yes.
But when I started, so when I started my Instagram, I think I had like 233 followers. Now I have like 833. So
That's
been
really
trying
good.
to grow
That's a really good
organically.
growth. In a year, that's really good.
In a year, almost a year, yeah. So I'm trying to do it real organically, but also I'm trying to watch the number of people that I follow versus how many followers, because I don't want to like have 10 times as like accounts that I follow and then they don't even follow me back, because then that makes people it makes it look like you're either purchasing followers or you're just following like random bogus accounts. So I'm trying to keep them balanced.
I like that idea.
That's a great point. I need to do that more often. And that's another thing that Amber always talks about. Like she'll say, okay, now the people who didn't follow you back from, yesterday, because there's a way to look at your people that you followed most recently. And if they did not follow you back within a couple of days, you can just unfollow them because there's really no point if you're not following each other. So that's a really good point. Yes. Love that. And Jess, do you have any, because I know that your Instagram has grown too, and you were really like working hard on that for a while. I don't know if you did anything differently.
It was really just being consistent with going in and following, 100 people a day or however many it was. And then, like you said, going in and unfollowing those that weren't following you back. So that was just something that I made a point of doing. Like you said, I find a post that I resonate with and follow 100 people who liked that post, something similar that I would connect with, so that it kind of meshed with,
Yeah.
who
And I always think that that's a good idea to go to like a recent post, because if people are liking or commenting on a recent post, that they're active on Instagram, because there's so many people that have an Instagram account that aren't even on there, right? But if they've liked a post in the past couple of days, then they're on there. So I think that that's a good one too. All right, Mandy, I follow new teacher accounts and connect with them that way. That's perfect, because you have that point, that thing that you have in common that's easy to kind of start a conversation about. So yeah, I have like different surrogacy accounts that I follow of people that were surrogates as well. So just, I don't know, you have that mutual thing in common. What else? Oh, so I posted and I can share it to our team page, but I posted a podcast that Melanie Mitro did. I think it was last week. and it's called like an open letter to Beachbody coaches. So if you haven't listened to it yet, it's on her Women Inspiring Women page, I believe. But basically what she was saying, which I thought was so good, she was talking about, you know, reaching your goals. And at this time of year, like one of two things happens. A lot of people are pushing for diamond, right? And lots of us here are pushing for diamond or star diamond, or, you know, whatever rank that you're pushing for. And, but a lot of times you hit what she talked about, which I thought was so good. When you hit that rank, you expect like, oh, okay, I've made it. Here I am. And you expect these big things to just start happening. And they don't. It's like, that's just the basis. I think she said you've built your house of cards, but you have to keep working to get to, because reaching diamond, it is a huge goal. It is a huge, huge goal. But I'm going to tell you, the real like income growth doesn't start until 2-star. Diamond is when you're really like in that leadership role. That's when your confidence comes, and you really kind of can propel forward a little bit easier once you reach diamond. But a lot of people kind of put their foot on the brakes then, because they think, oh, I've made it. And then what happens is they realize they're not making a ton of money at diamond, and then they quit. And so she really reiterates that you have to keep pushing forward and keep growing. And then she said, by the opposite end of the spectrum, another thing that tends to happen at this time of year is maybe you've set goals at the beginning of the year and you're realizing, okay, these goals are not going to happen. I'm not going to make whatever I thought that I was going to make. And then you also take your foot off the gas and think, well, you know, make all your excuses and start self-sabotaging and, you know, start saying, oh, well, I didn't make it, so, you know, I'll try again in the new year. And she talks about how that is the worst thing that you can do, is to take your foot off the gas now. Like Q4 is like hustle time. That is when you really need to start getting in the mode of, I am setting myself up for success next year. And no matter what your goals were, no matter whether you think you're going to hit them, or you know you're going to hit them, or you know that you aren't, if you take your foot off the gas, it's not helping anything. So you have to keep working towards your goals. And so her podcast was really, really good. It was, like I said, it was called An Open Letter to Beachbody Coaches. That was like the middle part, I think, was when she was talking about that. So I can post it in our team page tomorrow too. But I just want to encourage you guys, and I don't want anybody to think you need to be working on Beachbody for hours and hours a day. I know nobody has time for that. None of us do. But if you can do those power hours, or even like Erica was saying that Amber records hers, even if you do them in segments throughout the day, you know, 15-minute increments or whatever, but just get used to spending about an hour a day at some point, can be broken up, it doesn't matter, on those business building activities. Your business will grow. When it doesn't grow is when you put in a ton of work for like a week and then you get burned out and then you stop for like a month. The consistency is the biggest thing. You don't have to put a ton of time in, but you do have to show up every day in some way.
I listened to that, Jess, and it was so good. Everyone should listen to it. And then it just rolled into another one of hers, which was also really good. And the one piece from it was that every single day, you know, we have so many different choices to make in our lives. And specifically with our businesses, you know, we can choose to get up 15 minutes early and do some invites. Or we can choose to hit the snooze button again. We can choose to scroll Instagram, you know, or watch TikToks for 30 minutes, or we can choose to, you know, write a post, you know, with some meat to it, a story to it, right? Rather than just post a picture and say, oh, my kids, you know, nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or we can, you know, stay up after the kids go to bed for 20 extra minutes and send out an email blast about the new program coming out. That's what I'm going to do. Or we can veg out on the couch and watch, you know, the season finale of Manifest. So it's like all of these choices that don't take a ton of time, but those are just the small things that are the difference between, are you going to push toward your goals at the end of the year? Or are you going to kind of like, you know, play it safe and then don't complain? Then you have to be real with yourself. And even me, I was like, yeah, you know, this whole week I've been sick and I have really not done much at all. And now I'm kind of like, okay, COVID is over. My COVID excuse is over. Like, let's go. You know, let's pick it up. And, you know, what can I do? I'm already thinking of like the things that I need to to pick it up and take responsibility for, oh, well, I'm not there because I'm not doing this. You know, I haven't been making an effort to follow people. I've not been working on my, you know, my expansion of people. So, you know, right there, okay, let's go. I'm going to start following people. So just kind of being real with yourself too, and making the decisions. Not that, again, you can't ever veg and watch, you know, show or whatever, but treating it like a job.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Yes, I think that's so good. And I think, again, I know I'm hammering this home, but I think that's another reason the power hours are so good, because we can often trick ourselves into thinking that we're like working on things when it's not actually things that are moving our business forward, or like what we call the IPAs, or the income producing activities. Those are, you know, pretty much invites and follow-ups are your income producing activities, and posting and stories secondary to that, but that business activity tracker. And so if you can commit to those power hours, then you know you got your work done for the day, because they walk you through, these are the exact things that you need to be doing every day. And it's a really good feeling, because I know too, like I get really scattered and I'll be like, oh, now I'm doing this and now I'm making that and creating that. And I'll be like, but did I do anything that's actually like, did I invite people yet today? That's my number one activity, because we can get really bogged down thinking, oh my gosh, I worked so much, but it's like, did you invite though? Did you personally invite people? So if you get on those power hours, your hour is done and you know you got your work done for the day. So anyway, just me hammering that home one more time. Anything, does anybody have any questions or anything else to add about that?
I have a question real quick. Do we remember, do they do any Black Friday extra sale besides like the 140? Like the 140 total solution pack?
They might have like workout gear or something. I feel like
But not anything like for sign up. So like we should just be right now. See, this is hard though. I'm finding it hard right now because it's so close to the job one launch to like sign people up. So they have 50% off.
It is. Yeah.
Fine line of like.
Right. But then there's also the thing of this package is $20 less. And if people are ready to start now, and you're having this conversation, you know, and that's that, I mean, we all get that way where it's like, well, there's going to be a new launch here in a couple weeks. But I'm finding like, if I'm talking to somebody right now, actually from work, who's like, I've been thinking about doing this for a long time. Again, been watching you and your husband do it. My husband's intrigued. I'm like, Mike, you can never leave me, because so many people will be like, oh, I've seen your husband doing it.
You told Charlie that? I just told him that. I'm like, Jess said she gets people because Mike.
I do all the time. All the time. People say they saw Mike working out. They're curious. Their husband's curious, whatever. So anyway, this girl that that I work with was telling me that. Hi, here's Addie after basketball. And she's like, I think I'm ready. I just got to get my husband on board. And so she's really interested in body. She wants to do the live workouts. That's her big thing. So I'm going to, you know, I'll sign her up now and she'll have access to the body workouts. And then I can tell her the cool thing about it, like with the digital access, you know, if she decides to go with that and they get the 50% off, it'll be, you know, $25 more. So, you know, they can choose to do that or not. So it's really just meeting people where they are. And if they're ready now, then yeah, get them in now. But okay, guys.
Black Friday sales. I think we had done some like ourselves, or maybe a flash sale as a team before around Black Friday.
But I mentioned that.
Yes,
that is what we've done. I think we've done it maybe even every year. We typically do one. Is it on Black Friday? Maybe we do it on Black Friday. I don't even remember, but we do some type of Black Friday sale, usually within like a Facebook group or like a little Instagram group or something like that, where we will just offer, you know, $10 Amazon gift card for a completion pack, $20 Amazon gift card for a challenge pack. I know they're not called that anymore. Those kinds of things where that would just be something we would send to people that sign up. So I'm going to guess probably Amber with the Ignition Mission team will do that again, would be my guess. Otherwise, we can totally do it. And you can always do it on your own. That was the other thing. When I first started, I was like, well, are we going to have a flash sale or are we not? People have no idea whether your team is having one. You can host your own. You can post about it. You can talk about it. You can share the, you know, sale things, add people to a little group, or, you know, we can come together and do it. But people love a good sale.
Maybe we can ask Amber in the thread
Yeah.
if she's thinking of it or whatever.
Yeah.
Speaking of Amber and her threads, she is also, before we hop off, she's extending the diamond deadline. So those of you pushing for diamond, the original date was this Thursday. But she's extending it correct. Till next week, right? It's 24th.
Because that's
Wednesday. So by the 25th on Thanksgiving morning, if you wake up diamond, hold for 6 weeks, you get an invite to her diamond retreat, and you get the gift that Jess and I are gifting as well for new diamonds. I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Oh, was it about, did you have to, is she eliminating if you did not get Success Club?
Yeah. So we talked about that on the call this Saturday too. And that was like her requirements for the diamond retreat, where you had to hit Success Club in October, Success Club in November, Success Club in December, and hit diamond by November 18th. Now, what she's saying, she's like, you know what, if people hit diamonds in November by our deadline and get Success Club in November and December, I'm not going to tell them they can't come if they didn't get it in October. So and we knew, like all of us knew that Amber would probably do that, right? She's so sweet. So do not stop pushing, because yes, Thanksgiving, if you wake up Thanksgiving Day as a diamond, there are 6 more weeks until the end of the year. And then you'll be invited to the diamond retreat. That was the day that I woke up a diamond in 2018. It was Thanksgiving Day. I remember that I was at Mike's parents' house and I was so excited all day long. I was like, oh my gosh, I get to go to Destin on this diamond retreat. This is amazing. So you guys can totally do it. We want all of you there. So you have not just till this Thursday, but next Thursday to do it. Okay. Oh wait, did I miss anything else here? Oh, Jess, you had a flash sale last night on Facebook. Oh my gosh, okay, that's awesome. So yeah, Jess just got her first 2 Success Club points of the month, which is super exciting. And so you had your own flash sale. Will you just talk super quickly, like what you did for that?
So I have a free group on Facebook, and then I just posted in my stories about it, sent a couple invites out yesterday morning, and then I just shared the 3 different types of the essential packs and the deluxe packs, and just offered gift cards like Amber usually does for the Ignition Mission flash sales.
Yeah.
So I did each one, and depending on which one you got a gift card. And then I sold the one deluxe.
And so you sold the deluxe one.
Yeah, the Shakeology Deluxe. So it was the Shakeology plus the performance pack.
That's amazing.
With the year.
And that's another thing to remember, which I still to this day do this. I tend to only present the 140 option a lot of times. And I don't know why I do that, because you don't know what people want. Maybe they want, bod and body for a year. Maybe they want the deluxe. I know that when I signed up, I got the deluxe. So I don't really know why I don't present that more. I think we tend to want to present the lowest option possible, but present them all. And that's awesome, Jess. So that's a really good idea, hosting a flash sale in your free group. I love that.
At first she commented on the regular Shakeology one and was going to get that one until she saw the deluxe pack be posted. And then she was like, wait a minute, I think I need this one more.
Yes.
So definitely put that option out there, because you don't know. I mean, it is a better deal. I mean, we all know that it's better to get all of those at once if you can discounted. So definitely offer it.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I love that. Awesome. Super cool. All right, guys. Well, let me get my picture. And thank you for jumping on. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you all soon.